This is a demonstration of Advanced Energy's Pinnacle Plus Pulse DC power supply. It has a variable power output of between 0 and 5,000 watts and a variable output frequency of between 0 and 350 kilohertz. The unit is powered by 208 volts AC, 3-phase, 60 hertz supply. We're going to take a walk around the back so I can show you some of the connections. Now, first and foremost, some of Advanced Energy's power supplies require both an external 24-volt supply and sometimes just a jumper plug. In the case of this particular model, it requires an external 24-volt supply. Now, this is simply a plug that the customer normally supplies that will connect to your interlock system or at a minimum a 24-volt DC signal. This particular model has female gender on the 32-pin connector. My little test plug here was that, so I just made this just to show you guys. It's all it is. There's 3 wires. If you look at my little diagram here, as long as you connect pin 11 and pin 18 together, that would be go to plus 24, and your negative would be on pin 19. As long as that's in place, the interlock will be satisfied and the equipment will work. We are going to supply you with a blank 37-pin connector so you can wire yours in. Power is connected via this 3-phase connector. Once the job is done, we will be placing the cover over that. This, of course, is your power output going to, in this case, our 10,000 watt 50 ohm load resistor. Power the equipment up, throw the breaker, we'll go back around the front. Now you'll notice that it says error interlock. The minute you supply 24 volts to that, the system will power up. This is a user-friendly, menu-driven type of system. It's very easy to use. I think we'll jump right into it and explain a couple things. Now, it's variable between 0 and 350 kilohertz. We're going to start off at 0, so this is going to be straight DC. There'll be no pulse. And we'll work our way up. As far as the set points, you can regulate for power, current, or voltage. Also, this can be a slave unit going to a host system somewhere, or you can use it as a standalone unit. Start with, change the set point. When you see that blinking, you can either go counterclockwise or clockwise the rays. The same is true if you want to regulate the current, you can do the same. And of course for voltage, you can do the same. We're going to start off by regulating with power. We're going to start at 1000 and turn the system on. Now when I test these systems, what I normally do is, this is a test that I've devised, where I use the set point, as you can see here, of wattage, and I record the corresponding voltages and currents. And just to see the system is balanced, what I then will do is repeat the tests 2 more times by regulating with the voltage here and regulating then with the current here. In the end, they should all come out very, very close, and this particular piece of equipment is excellent. I not only test it with no frequency, but I also test each system with half of its range, which in this case would be 185 kilohertz, and its full range, which is 350 kilohertz. Also, The system can be programmed in a couple of different ways. We'll give you one example. We'll go to the ramp. Now, right now, there's virtually no ramp. It's 0.05 of a second, which means when you turn the system on, it'll go directly to its set point immediately. However, you can change that. If, for example, you wanted to hit enter here, what you could do is times 10. You could raise that up. Let's say we raise that up to 10 seconds, just for an example. And we enter that. Then by pushing the rotating button here, you can cursor your way back to the main menu each time. Now we're going to give this a try again, and as you noticed before, it came right up to 1,000 watts. Now with that ramp in there, you can watch the clock. This is RMP, that's ramp, and by 10 seconds we've reached our 1,000. So you can ramp this up or down or any way that you'd like to. We'll leave it there at the 10 seconds, and we'll just go back to our set point here, and we'll go up to 2,000. And yes, you can vary this with the RF on, or you can turn it off, whatever you'd like to select. In fact, we'll turn it off so we can test our ramp. And here we are at 2,000. Now, we still have our 10-second ramp in there. And there we go. Now, once the ramp is completed, you will see that this display will change from ramp to run. That lets you know that it's reached its set point, and now it's going to run as long as you want to leave it on. We're going to go back to our ramp here for a minute, and we're going to change that back down to as fast as we can go. Enter. And let's see how quick we go to 2,000. Boom, right away. Now what we'll do is we'll leave it on, and we'll progress upwards. There's 3,000. 4,000, and even if you keep spinning, it'll max out at 5,000. So it's very friendly as far as wanting to vary it while you're working, or you can turn it on and off and set it up any way you like. Remember that you have to have a 24-volt interlock signal in here. My little diagram will show you how to do it. Again, it's only 3 wires. The cover over the input power is included, and of course a new output contactor plug is included as well. And this completes this demonstration.